Hey, and thank you for clicking play for part 3 of looking at my original slot 1 build. So Pentium 3 that I built back in the very early 2000s, if not the late 90s, I think early 2000s. Which, as we've discovered, well, go back and look at part 1 and part 2 if you want to, but basically we've discovered that it was a Pentium 3 550 with half a gig of RAM and a 64 meg graphics card in it, the TNT2 with the nVidia chipset. And where we're up to now, we've got it working, power supply is working, there's no error beeps. So I just want to get this thing back to how it was when I had it. And how we're going to do this is just as it was back in the day when I built this machine, a less than legitimate copy of Windows 98. Nothing on this machine was legitimate except the games. I can tell you that back in those times, including the productivity software I was using as well. Just the times and the way we did things. Okay, so Windows 98 is installed on this machine once again. Fantastic. Connect to the internet, discover Windows 98, maintain your computer. Let's do none of that. We'll keep the show this screen at startup. A few things I want to look at. We didn't hear a boot up sound, so let's just see what's going on here. Device manager. So many things not working. Internet connection sharing. I had some issues with some stuff on the way in. Sound Blaster Pro or compatible. Well, that's not happy. So let's go properties. Let's actually remove that device. And I'll try something else. Internet connection sharing. Oh, here we go. Found new hardware. Now it was coming up as a Yamaha under XP. So let's do. Well, first of all, let's try an automatic install again. Unable to locate a driver. So let's go. It's a sound device. Let's go Yamaha. I'm just going to look up what it was showing up on the old machine. I took photos of everything. I don't think I actually took photos of that because it wasn't really telling me anything. Let's go creative. I tried Sound Blaster Pro or compatible. I'm just going to try Sound Blaster. Just Sound Blaster compatible. Or shall we try Sound Blaster 16 or compatible? Let's just try Sound Blaster or compatible. It's not happy with that either. So let's remove that. Still no boot up sound, no sound control. Alright. Let's forget that for now. What I want to do is let's give ourselves a background. Okay. Definitely some display issues. So let's try and fix at least the graphics. So disk from archive.org. That looks like a much nicer resolution. Well, there we go. So we are running at, let's have a look. We've got clouds. Let's stretch those. Beautiful. And we are running at, we don't. No, I don't want to enable the second monitor. So we're at 16-bit high color. Can we go 32-bit? Yes, we can. And what resolutions can we go up to? Same as we had before. Fantastic. And you can see it showing up as a GeForce 2 MX 400. We fixed a thing. And that display is fine. But I don't want to keep those settings. I'll stick with this for now. Fantastic. Okay, so where are we right now? Well, basically, Windows 98 is installed and we have a nice resolution thanks to this disc here that I got off archive.org, we have actually managed to get the driver for the TNT2 card installed, which is fantastic. The Netgear, I think it is, one of the two, network cards is working fine, fantastic. The modem, I just set it up as a standard, 33.6, whatever it is, modem. Don't know if that's going to work. That's going to have to be a test for way down the track, whatever. Plus, I'm pretty confident I've got the driver disc for both that modem and the voice data fax tools that went with it. And also for that other network card, they are in storage back in the UK. How easy it will be for me to get my hands on them is another story, but at the end of the day, those two items don't really matter. What does matter at this point in time is, after a lot of faffing about, I have not been able to get the sound card working at this moment. So what I'm going to have to do is literally pull the card out and go searching for the exact driver for this exact sound card. Okay, so it's the next day. Still haven't got this sound card working. Thanks to everybody that helped me in the Discord chat, by the way. Some very good input, including identifying the card, and it was identified as possibly a Pine branded card, which certainly is the right chipset. So that set me in the direction of getting the right drivers, which I've installed, but the DOS driver works. But the Windows driver, every time Windows tries to install the Windows driver, it actually crashes. Now I know there's nothing wrong with this card, and then Windows says, in fact, let's do it. Oh, there you go, it's picked it up, native driver, because I've installed the drivers already, okay. Show compatible hardware, so it thinks it's compatible with this card. Insert 98 disc. And we get this. Okay, so I'm not going to persevere with that. I know this card worked under Windows 98 because it was my original card. But stuff all that, enough messing around. Let's hope this one works. So I dug this out of a box. This was given to me ages and ages ago when I got the Aptiva by Matt. And if you look very closely, I'm not sure if it will come in. Where's product mode gone when you need it? It's not there, is it? There we go. But that is actually a Creative Labs chip there. Not sure if that's going to get picked up. And this is a Creative Labs card. Let's refocus there. So this is a Creative Labs card. So in theory, hopefully drivers under Windows 98, because there was plenty of actual Creative Labs listed, and this is going to be a much better sound card anyway. So I'm going to pop this in and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so yes, after taking a close look at that Creative Labs card, I think I've identified it, and I think I've got the right utility on this disc to auto detect it. So let's give this a go. Zoom into the software license, and without a Creative Labs card in, it doesn't let you get this far. Oh my god! It's installing the game port now. Oh my goodness! This is the most positive I've had since 3 days. Look, this will be massively... Let's not celebrate yet. Now I didn't hear a startup sound, which is interesting. But I've now got a sound control here. Wait a minute. I'm not plugged it in. I didn't plug the damn thing in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's not working! Sorrow! Why isn't it working? The volume slider doesn't ping! Somebody would have been shouting at... Oh, that does ping! Okay, so now it's working! Now it's working. So I wasn't going crazy. Yes! 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 Oh! Look. Just to explain. 3 freaking days. Not obviously the whole days, only in the evenings because I have an actual job. 3... And every time I got drivers that looked like they were going to work for this, basically, as you saw, it would actually kill the machine. What I've been through is going to be heavily edited down. Right, from here. Okay, so we have the TNT2 card, that's working. We have the sound card is working, but I've swapped the sound card out for the Creative Labs. The only downside to that is I can't have the audio from 2 CD players, as in for audio CDs, at the same time. Why would I want that? Screw it. Enough talking. Let's install Quake 2 and play a freaking game. Driver with a big tick on it. Yeah. What was that playing? Don't know. Don't care. What? This version of Quake 2 will not install on this language version of Windows 95/NT. What are you talking about? I'm changing the language settings because it said this language version. So this is an Australian license. This is the only thing I can think. This is... Let's just try this. Oh, fecking feck face. But at least we'll get to hear the reboot noise. I'm going to fast forward. The feck is that? Is that from this? No. Is that from this? Is that the Quake 2 music? I don't think... No, because there was no CD. Is that from... I don't remember that. That's so bad. That is so bad. Please. Please. Just a licensing thing. So it wanted language to be set to English Australia because this is the Australian licensed version. Far out. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. Let's go maximum. 400 meg of uncompressed disk space. Yeah. Now this will be the first time I've played Quake 2 since Quake 2 was kind of new. Okay. Let's see what settings. See what settings we can get away. So it's going software. OpenGL. 3DFX, OpenGL. No. What would it be? Try that. Try it under 600. That looks pretty sweet to me. We're going hard. Where's my mouse look? Jeez. Use item, whatever. Oh, that's good enough. It might be a bit fast. Right, I'm also not hearing any music, and I know why. So I'm just going to go into the back of the computer. And that cable that I reconnected, I'm going to turn that round. Ah, I know why. It's coming from this drive, not this drive. So we got the funk going on again. And that's 100% Windows 98. Welcome to Windows 98, which I will eventually turn off, obviously. Right, Quake. Come on. Come on, baby. This has got to be all done now, right?
Establish communications. Where are they? 80% mailing on soundtrack.
I used to listen to this in my car. As soon as I worked out you could take the CD and just put it in any CD player, I was there. I actually can't remember where to go though. Haven't played in a freaking long time. It works! Okay, to wrap up, I have to celebrate this, actually bought for me by a mate. It's called Fatatron, and look, I don't do beers and games, that's other people's things, but this is a, you know, if it's a retro themed beer, then that's when I'll do it, or if it's a special rum or something like that. Fatatron, Optimus Prime type character on the thing there. It's a nice IPA, brewed here in WA, and it's 8%, I think. So OG Duffy's the guy you want to watch. I've mentioned him before. I messed that pour up. 7%. All right. But I'll have to let that settle now. But getting this software working properly has seriously been a nightmare. And that's why I put it off, because I knew it would be from when I did the Aptiva. And fortunately, people online helped me out. People online tried to help me out, but really the saving thing was swapping the sound card out. This sound card does work. I just need to find the right driver for Windows 98. But to be honest, the creative one is probably the better one. Pose for the thumbnail. And they'll probably have WTF or no FFS. Yeah, that's what I think I'll put on the thumbnail for that, because this has been such a pain. But the Creative Lab sound card will be the much better one. Yeah. So look, this machine is up and working. I am very happy. There's going to be more software to put on here, but I'll do an update way into the future, because my plan from here for this machine is to essentially get the software and games that I would have had in that period. So 3D Studio Max, but it has to be the right version. Same with Premiere and Photoshop, has to be that period correct version. The Macromedia suite, so Flash and Dreamweaver. Plus there were some 3D vector tools that worked with Flash. I'll have to remind myself what they are. And then silly things that I know won't connect to in this day and age, but I want to install them anyway. Things like MIRC, for example. I need a DivX player. I need Winamp. So, and again, the correct versions of those that I recall using. Yeah, DivX codec. All of those kind of things. And obviously I don't have the Light-On CD writing software on here yet, so I need to do things like that. If I crammed all that into a video, it would just, I wouldn't watch it. So I would rather at some point in the future just reveal that to you. Before we celebrate with that beer, because this has been a pain in the butt, but I just want to point something out. So here's the aesthetic of this, and where this machine is going to live is in the study nook in the other room by the grandfather clock, which is where the 380 the 386 lives. Keeping in mind, I purchased these machines friggin' 20 years apart. Here's the 386 that was built for me. Stuart built for me. Do you spot something there? Let me bring that forward. You see that blue strip down the bottom? Now it's not an exact colour match, but that's damn freaking close, isn't it? And these two machines are going to sit nicely next to each other. So that is a really nice bookend. I've got my 386 for my really early PC gaming, reliving those memories. And I've got it in a case that nicely matches the aesthetic of the last PC that I built before I left England for the UK. And this will nicely cover those Windows 98 games and a lot of the DOS era, like things like Carmageddon Stuff that I would have played on my 95 rig, the machine I had before this one, but this one always played them better. I also have the IBM Aptiva. This will replace that because this is my machine. But what I will do, because obviously the Voodoo 3 in that was gifted to me, I'm going to yank that. I'm going to keep that. Maybe at some point I'll swap it into here and just compare the two. Not sure. Not for a video purpose. There are other people out there that do that kind of thing. Just for see which card I prefer. The 3DFX or the TNT2. I think this might be the better card out of the two. Somebody can correct me. But I've got a very soft spot for 3DFX, as you know. And that was a very nice Voodoo 3 that Rich gave me. Enough talking. Hope I can edit this video down to a reasonable amount. Thank you very much for watching. Here's some Fatatron going down. Because I deserve that. Thanks for watching. I'm going to install Unreal next. Bye!